Hi, hello. Welcome to my class, objective class on alcohols, phenols, and ethers. Okay, let us see my first question. In the reaction, phenol reacts with chloroform and sodium hydroxide, forms sodium phenoxide, and aldehyde functional group is there. From this, we can understand that chloroform reacts with sodium hydroxide, forms electrophile. That electrophile is nothing but trichlorocarbene. As CHCl3 reacts with sodium hydroxide, forms dichlorocarbene plus sodium chloride plus water. This whatever CCl2 is there, that is called as dichlorocarbene, which is electrophile in this reaction. So what is our right option? That is dichlorocarbene. Third option is the right option. Let us move to the next one. A compound A, C8H10O, is found to react with sodium hypoiodide and yields yellow precipitate with characteristic smell. As you know, sodium hydroxide and hypohalite, these are the products when sodium hydroxide reacts with iodine. It indicates that iodine is the substance which reacts with the compound ketone or secondary alcohol or ethyl alcohol, gives iodoform. So among these C8H10O, whatever is there, it will give yellow precipitate, that is CHI3 iodoform. In this, it should be a secondary alcohol where OH is attached to the second carbon, present on the second carbon, or it should be a methyl ketonic group, either any one of these. But if you consider this one, definitely this type of group present in which of the options, that will be the right option we have. So fourth option is the right option for this question. Okay, let us move on to the next one. We have a compound A is on treatment with sodium gives B. As you know, usually alcohols are treated with sodium gives alkoxides, and and the same compounds, these are alcohols when treated with halogenating agents like phosphorus pentachloride forms alkyl halides, and when the alkoxides and alkyl halides reacts, they will form ethers. So it looks Williamson synthesis, but it is linked with three other chemical reactions we have. For example, if you take ethyl alcohol, that ethyl alcohol can be treated with a sodium metal to form sodium ethoxide, and we can consider ethyl alcohol as A in this one and sodium ethoxide as B. And after that, they are telling that A with PCl5, that means if ethyl alcohol reacts with PCl5, as you all know, that it gives important compound that is called as ethyl chloride, C. So when B and C reacts, you know, they will give Williamson ether, that is nothing but C2H5O, C2H5. So it holds good for ethyl alcohol A and sodium ethoxide B and ethyl chloride C. That means what is the right option for this question? Third option is the right option for this question. Okay, let us move to the next one. Identify the major products PQR in the following sequence of reactions. Okay, here they have given a benzene with one alkyl halide propyl halide. As you know, when the propyl halide CH3 CH2Cl2. When treated with aluminum chloride, the Lewis acid take away that chlorine, as the Lewis acid AlCl3 is a halogen carrier. It gives a primary carbocation. After hydrate shift only, what will happen, sir? There will be a stable carbocation, secondary carbocation formation takes place. Then, if it treated with benzene, definitely it forms cumene. Cumene is nothing but isopropyl benzene. So this isopropyl benzene, cumene, can be used for the oxidation, and further oxidation we can do it acidification, gives phenol and acetone. This is our major product is phenol and acetone, that is CH3 twice CO. During this reaction we will get cumene hydroperoxide also in the first process called as aeration, oxidation. Okay. So what is P? P is nothing but cumene. And what is Q? Q is nothing but phenol. This we can call it as Q. This is P. This is R. R is nothing but acetone. So the third option is the right option for this question. Let us move to the next question. Among the following ethers, which one will produce methyl alcohol on treatment with hot and concentrated hydrogen iodide? As you know, ethers are there. When the ethers are treated with hydrogen iodide, there is a possibility of formation of alcohol and alkyl halide. But when the alkyl halide is said to be tertiary alkyl halide, suppose if it is tertiary alkyl halide, then this will forms alkyl halide, the other one will form alcohol. The other one will form alcohol. So if you observe this type of information, so we can easily understand that when methyl alcohol can be formed. If you see the first option, we have an alkyl group is there, but that carbon is secondary carbon. This carbon is secondary carbon. And second option, if you see this, we have alkyl group attached to the ethereal oxygen, that is tertiary carbon. Yes, it holds good. And third option we have primary carbon, and the fourth option we have primary carbon. So definitely we can choose the second option, as in this the small group will form alcohol. In the other cases the methyl group will form iodide. So methyl iodide will be formed. So what is the right option? Second option is the right option for this question. Moving on to the next question. Similar question. We have this ether is there with hydrogen iodide, hot hydrogen iodide condition. As we discussed in the previous question also, hydrogen iodide when treated with ether, there is a possibility of formation of an alcohol and alkyl halide. So usually small sized alkyl groups forms alkyl iodides which will follow SN2 mechanism. So this forms SN2 mechanism, as we have a primary carbon is there. Here a primary carbon is there, so it will form SN2 mechanism. After protonation, this will give the small alkyl group iodide, that is nothing but ethyl iodide. Ethyl iodide, where it is there in the options? Third option. And remaining is alcohol. So this is the right option for this question. Okay. So are we clear? So this is a very common question in the ethers cases, hydrogen iodide question. Let us move to the next question. Ethanol and dimethyl ether forms a pair of functional isomers. The boiling point of ethanol is higher than the dimethyl ether due to the presence of. See, they are telling that ethanol is C2H5OH. Dimethyl ether is nothing but CH3 twice O. So both are having the same formula, C2H6O. But where the problem came is, we have ethyl alcohol in this ethyl alcohol, we have one active hydrogen is there. So the functional group is active in ethyl alcohol. Whereas in dimethyl ether, that alkyl groups, both the alkyl groups are there, but there is no hydrogen attached to this oxygen. So the reason why in the ethers the hydrogen bonding is deficiency is there. So this might be the reason that boiling point of ethanol is higher than that of dimethyl ether. So hydrogen bonding in the dimethyl ether is said to be the problematic thing here. So hydrogen bonding in ethanol, the boiling point of ethanol is higher than the dimethyl due to the presence of hydrogen bonding in ethanol, the hydrogen bonding in dimethyl ether and all this. So we can go with the hydrogen bonding in ethanol is the reason behind the high boiling point of ethanol than dimethyl ether. Okay. Let us move to the next one. Which one is formed when the sodium phenoxide is heated with the ethyl iodide? So like we discussed earlier, Williamson, how we discussed the similar type of reaction. Sodium phenoxide. What is sodium phenoxide? We will see. This is sodium phenoxide. So when sodium phenoxide treated with ethyl iodide means IC2H5. So if the reaction takes place, then we can get benzene ring with the ethoxy group. Usually benzene ring with methoxy group is called as anisole, and this is called as ethoxy benzene is called as phenol. So the name of this compound obtained is phenol. The right option for this question is first. Moving to the next one, N-propyl alcohol and isopropyl alcohol can be chemically distinguished by which reagent? We know N-propyl alcohol is nothing but is a primary alcohol. It's a primary alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol, you see, this is a secondary alcohol. So you can observe this is a secondary alcohol. Usually what will happens when you treat these alcohols with the strong oxidizing agents, primary alcohols will give aldehydes, secondary alcohols will give ketones. With the oxidizing agents like potassium iodide, potassium dichromate or potassium permanganate. So right option for the question is C option. Remaining all will give the similarities. But oxidation with potassium dichromate, if you do it, you will get different products. That indicates that primary alcohol, N-propyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, secondary alcohol. That is the difference we can easily identify. Let us move to the next one. Propane CH3 CH double bond CH2 can be converted into one propanol. See, CH3 CH double bond CH2 is there here. Double bond CH2 is there. So when the double bond is there, and how it can be converted into alcohol? How it can be converted into alcohol? Alcohol is nothing but one propanol, that is CH3 CH2 CH2OH. So this has to be converted into propanol, means when we do any kind of oxidation reaction, it is not possible. Why? Because when you do oxidation, it forms alcohols, but glycols also possibilities there. When you do ozonolysis, there will be formation of carbonyl compounds. But the case is nothing but if you do any kind of hydroboration with BH3 groups and followed by the oxidation with hydrogen peroxide, then you will get primary alcohol. It follows anti-Markovnikov rule. That's why the correct answer for this question is third option. Diborane in the presence of alkaline H2O2 is the answer. So if you go through this anti-Markovnikov rule, then it will give the one product. So one product is this is nothing but primary alcohol. Okay, let us move to the next question. So identify A in the predict the type of reaction. So here we have a question is there in this chemical equation. What is A? And after that predict the reaction. So if you see this question over the arrow mark we have sodamide is there. So sodamide means NaNH2 and nitrogen is negative, sodium is positive. So in this reaction NH2 will behave like a strong nucleophile, and this strong nucleophile over this benzene ring definitely replaces the halogen. So halide is present in this one, in the benzene ring, and along with the OCH3 group is also present. So if this NH2 group should come onto the halogen case, then it will become OCH3 and NH2. So this is the right answer, but it goes via benzene mechanism. Because of that mechanism we can say that this NH2 is replacing the halogen in the given compound, which is occupying the same carbon, is taking the nucleophile attack in this reaction. So this can be called as benzene mechanism. We can elaborately see that one like this. Now I'll show it to you. You can observe the benzene mechanism like this. So if you observe the benzene mechanism, in this benzene mechanism, first benzene will be formed. After that, this NH2 nucleophile attacks on the benzene, and the negative charge which is present close to the electron withdrawing group OCH3 finally brings the more stable compound that NH2 present at the meta position. So this is the right answer. Such reactions we will call it as substitution reactions. We won't say this is a sign substitution. Sign means adjacent carbon. This nucleophile will be attacked. So sign means the NH2 is present at the ortho position. That reaction is not said to be elimination addition reaction. So we will say the right option for this question is fourth option. Okay, let us move to the next question. The heating of phenyl methyl ethers with hydrogen iodide produces. As you know, phenyl methyl ether. Phenyl means pH. O. Methyl means CH3. So when you heat this phenyl methyl ether with hydrogen iodide, like we said earlier, this small group will form iodide. The rest of the other one will form the OH form, that is PHOH plus CH3I. That means heating of phenyl methyl ethers with hydrogen iodide produces phenol and methyl iodide. So we have phenol is there in the options, so that is the right option for this question. Let us move to the next one. Increasing order of acid strength among the para-methoxyphenol, para-methylphenol and para-nitrophenol. Let us write what is para-methoxyphenol. Para-methoxyphenol is nothing but the OH and OCH3 are present like this, as it is electron releasing group OCH3 in this formula. And methyl means the methyl group is present, CH3 group is present at the para position of this phenol ring. And another one is para nitrophenol. Nitrophenol means the NO2 group is present at the para position of the phenol. As you know, this NO2 is electron withdrawing group, and after that this methoxy group is more weak electron releasing groups. So this is more electron releasing groups. This is also electron releasing groups more. So electron releasing nature of methoxy group is more than the methyl group, and electron withdrawing group is NO2. Always NO2 group present on the phenol ring makes it more acidic. So this nitrophenol is more acidic. In which option nitrophenol is the present in the last place, that two options we have to select. After that methoxy which is present, that makes least acidic. So that is the first, that should be in the first position. So this should be in the first position, this should be in the second position, this should be in the third position. So likewise the increasing order is there. So right option is last option. Let us move to the next question. Identify Z in the sequence of the reactions. Let us observe there is an alkene is given to us, hydrogen bromide and reaction given. So when an alkene is treated with hydrogen bromide in the presence of peroxide, once you remember the anti-Markovnikov rule, the peroxide, in the presence of peroxide, anti-Markovnikov product is nothing but one halo product. So if you write one halo product for this one, it will be CH3, CH2, 3 times Br will come. Okay. So if it is treated with this will be Y. If it is treated with sodium ethoxide, then our product will be CH3, CH2, thrice O, CH2, CH3. So I am writing C2H5 as CH2CH3. So what is the right option for this question? First option is the right option for this question. Okay. Let us move to the next one. Which of the following is not the product of dehydration of this given compound? Suppose if you observe this compound correctly, so you can write it like this. Like this. What will happen after the removal of OH and hydrogen? This position will become positive. So once you removed water molecule, there will be a carbocation, tertiary carbocation formation takes place. So around this tertiary carbocation only we can expect double bonds. That means here we can expect double bond, here we can expect double bond, here we can expect double bond. So that means the first one is possible, third one is possible, fourth one is possible. But the double bond cannot come inside the ring. The second one is not possible. That's why which of the following is not the product means the second option is the right option for this question. Let us move to the next one. Reaction of an epoxide is there with RMGX leads to the formation of which one? As we know that whenever epoxide is given to us, this Grignard reagent R will become negative, MgX Mg will become positive, and one of this closed ring is said to be epoxy ring. It starts breaking, carbon gets positive charges here, oxygen will get negative charges. Negative oxygen will receive MgX and positive carbon receives R. After that we can do hydrolysis also. So this is RCH2, CH2, OMgX. So once the acid hydrolysis is completed, then this RCH2 will become RCH2, CH2OH. So which is matches with third option. So third option is the right option for this question. Let us move to the next one. 1-phenyl ethanol can be prepared by the reaction of benzaldehyde with. So let us see what is 1-phenyl ethanol. You know ethanol formula, that is CH3 CH2OH. But on this first carbon, in place of one hydrogen, this phenyl group is there. Phenyl group means benzene ring is there. This is called as 1-phenyl ethanol. This is called as 1-phenyl ethanol. To get this one, usually aldehydes are said to react with Grignard reagent. So any of the Grignard reagent if you take here, which is obtained in the options, the Grignard reagent if you take, or MgX, or to get CH3 you need to take 1 methyl magnesium bromide or iodide. So if you take methyl magnesium bromide or iodide, definitely it will give the final product this 1-phenyl ethanol with benzaldehyde. So if you write like this benzaldehyde, their product after the hydrolysis definitely will be the 1-phenyl ethanol. So methyl magnesium iodide, iodides are there, bromides are there. In this third option we have methyl bromide is there, but magnesium is not there. In the second option we have methyl iodide is there, magnesium is there. So we will go with the second option in this question. Next question. NEET Karnataka 2013 also this question asked. Phenol is distilled with zinc dust followed by Prelcraft alkylation. First of all, what will happen when phenol is treated with zinc dust? As you all know, it is a reduction process. It converts into benzene and zinc oxide will be obtained. So benzene is formed. After that, if you do Prelcraft reaction with CH3, CH2, CH2Cl, as they are telling it is propyl chloride. If it is propyl chloride, definitely it will give cumene, as we have discussed in the previous question also. So after that, cumene will be oxidized. After the oxidation of cumene, you will get cumene hydroperoxide. So what is cumene? Is nothing but the isopropyl benzene, and to this isopropyl benzene, if you do any kind of the oxidation process, it will give cumene hydroperoxide. This is called as cumene hydroperoxide. So our right option for this question is third option. Let us move to the next question. Sodium phenoxide when heated with CO2 under pressure at 125 degrees Celsius yields a product which on acetylation produces C. You know one thing, that Kolb reaction. In Kolb reaction, what will happen, sir? When sodium phenoxide is passed, the carbon dioxide gas, okay, at 125 degrees, all these things, then it forms a compound called as carboxylic acid salt, like this. So this is nothing but orthohydroxy sodium benzoate, and if it is treated with acid, then we will get orthohydroxy benzoic acid called as salicylic acid. And telling one more thing, after getting this one, so they are telling there will be a compound formed, and that compound actually salicylic acid, this B. When we treat this one with acetic anhydride is nothing but CH3CO twice. In the presence of acid, what will happen? One part of this acetic anhydride goes as acetic acid, another part will form the acetate compound. So that means this OH, whatever is there in this group, that will become COCH3 and COOH. This is called as acetyl salicylic acid. Okay, so like this, anything formed here, the first one is the right option for this question. Acetyl salicylic acid is nothing but aspirin. Okay, let us move to the next one. The product of the reaction given below is, you observe very keenly, In this ring structure, they have shown a double bond inside this one. So if you see this point and this point, whichever is said to be favorable condition for that one, that point will be taken by bromine. So NBS, that is nothing but N-bromosuccinimide, will take bromine here, will give bromine here of the free radical reaction, and here also, here and here. But close to this, whatever the alkyl group is there to the ring, this bromine is not said to be stable. As allyl group is making this compound more stable, so this we will give as a stable product. And after formation of that compound, which compound? That bromo compound. This we can write it as a double bond like this. And after hydrolysis, what will happen? It will come here and it will give a final product called as like this. So it is matches with our fourth option. So fourth option is the right option for this question. So first step is nothing but the bromination with N-bromosuccinimide on the allyl position, and the second step is hydrolysis in the presence of potassium carbonate. So our fourth option is the right option for this question. Let us move to the next one. I hope you understand this question. Okay. So these are the things we have discussed in the present session. We will see some other additional questions in the next class. Thank you very much for this session.